Hello, I'm Jerry Fort. Um, I just found out something just recently that kind of confuses me, and plus it kind of I don't know if discouraging is the word, but irritating is kind of part of the word. Anyway, excuse the glare in my glasses. I got the computer up because of some things I want to read to you. So I'm a person that has always cared about, even when I was younger, I always cared about my environment. Okay, I've always been a nature guy. I love the woods. The mountains. I don't like having to go to those places and see litter everywhere. Cans. People have had parties up there and just threw stuff out there in the environment where nature is. Where nature was before we were here. But so so I've always been, even when I was younger, when we was moving from place to place when I was a kid, we moved to this one trailer court, and they had woods, like right nearby there, and me and my little brother, we always liked going on adventures. We'd go out in the woods, and explored, and we came upon so much garbage out there in the woods nearby this trailer court. I mean, bags of it, bags of house garbage, and just trash, just everywhere in there. And it was nice. It was a nice wooded area, and me and my little brother, we had a wagon, and we just started. I mean, this is a little brother is probably 10, 10 or 11, and I was probably 14, 15, somewhere around there. So here's us kids caring more about that there's litter out there than adults at that time. This is back in the early 80s. So we're going around there, and we're gathering it all up, picking up as much as we could, and bringing it to one spot. And then we was planning on starting to pick it up, but we weren't there long enough at living in that trailer court to do anything else about it. But that's just an example of how I was when I was younger. So and I spent 11 years, maybe not that long, but my first job, I was a painter porter. So it was part of my job to keep the parking lot clean. And I'd do that in the mornings, pick up garbage, and then I'd go paint. So I was very, very detail oriented. I was picking up cigarette butts that small, and I was very meticulous about my property that I had to take care of. The maintenance man, because I was so detailed about cigarette butts and so anal retentive about it, about finding cigarette butts and people that was throwing their cigarette butts on the ground and stuff. If I found out who did it, I would do something about it. I would give them a can with some sand in it, put it outside the door, leave them a note. Usually I'd have the manager write it up for me so it's official. But the maintenance man, he was a smoker, and he would habitually throw cigarette butts on the ground, and I started getting on to him for it, and he started calling me the butt Nazi. I said, I think that you can find something else to do with those cigarette butts other than throwing them on the ground. I know that cigarette butts will, they're like made up of like paper, cotton, fiber, or something. They will eventually break apart and become, you know, part of, you know, the environment or whatever. They'll usually go away, kind of like a Kleenex. There's such a thin piece of paper that they just, you know, they get wet, they deteriorate, and they go, you know, they just kind of disappear. But cigarette butts, until that happens, I mean, they look ugly. They're just everywhere. I had to get on to people throwing them by the pool, on the pool deck, you know. So I was very meticulous about cigarette butts and stuff, and I kept my property nice and clean. I got nominated for the Zenith Awards for in property management, which is a big deal. 3 times, my manager nominated me 3 times, and it cost $200 each nomination. So he invested in me to win the Zenith Awards 3 times, and so that's how proud of me he was that I did such a good job and kept it clean. So I was really big about keeping my property clean. So we right now, where I live, we don't live in the city limits, so you don't have to have a recycle bin. You know, they have one for regular garbage and one for recyclable stuff. And my dad, where they are, they're in the city limits, so they had to be given one of those from the city, and they just have them outside. And in the house, they have to, you know, bottles, cans, you know, aluminum, you know, cardboard, anything recyclable would go inside this can, and they would, you know, put everything in there. So at our house, what I've started doing is getting, you know, a grocery sack, and we keep it in our storage room, and anything plastic, anything aluminum, anything cardboard, anything glass, I put it all. My wife and, you know, son are helping me put all that stuff in the sacks, and I would bring it to work, and we have the blue recyclable deals here inside the campus. So I started putting it in there because I knew that it was going to go to a recyclable place, you know, where they recycle stuff. And I felt good that I was doing my part. And yeah, I'm just one person. I mean, I'm not alone in this. Other people are doing the same thing, but probably more people are probably not caring about what they put in the regular garbage to go to the dump. But I would like to be one of the percentage that does care. So I'm bringing my recyclable stuff to work, and putting it in the deal. And for the longest time, there wasn't like a sticker on the face of the can that says what you cannot put in the recyclable bin and what is allowed inside the regular garbage can. So there wasn't stickers on them. But after I've been doing this for like a month or two, now there's stickers on there that says what you do not put in the recyclable bin. So I guess because of me, now all of them have this sticker on it. That's what it seems like anyway. So when I eat my lunch here, I use plasticware. I reuse my coffee spoon. I keep it in a plastic cup, and I reuse it for 2 or 3 days with my coffee. It doesn't have saliva on it. It just has dried coffee. So it's like, you know, I can use it at least 3 times, and then I put it in my bucket, my recyclable bucket over here. But when I went out there and I read on the recyclable can facing what not to put in the recyclable bin, it said, do not put plasticware in there. I was like, but it's plastic. Why not? Why can't I put plasticware in there? I use almost every day at work a fork, a knife, and probably, I mean, a spoon other than my coffee spoon, probably. I use close to 2 to 3 plasticware a day, and I throw it in my recyclable bucket. But I was like, why do they have? Why can't you recycle plasticware? I mean, you can recycle other plastic stuff. What is the deal with that? I don't understand. So I had to look it up, and it says on here, plastic knives, forks, and spoons are not accepted in most local recycling programs unless you're sure they're accepted in your local program. Please dispose of them in the garbage. I mean, so many people use plasticware every day and throw it in there. I mean, do we still not have a technology that takes care of that kind of thing? I mean, the technology that the world has is so big, and they have so many, geniuses that go to school for this kind of stuff. I cannot believe that every recyclable place hasn't got that figured out yet. If they have to be so particular about what plastic they recycle, I don't understand that. That kind of baffles me. Let's see, where did I read? Let's see, maybe this was it. Why is plastic cutlery not recyclable? Okay, here we go. Plastic cutlery is too small to be sorted properly at the recycling facility. They end up mixed in with the other materials and contaminating the recyclables. How is smaller plastic things like that contaminating the recyclables? I mean, don't they have enough employees at the recycling places to put all those in a separate bucket for a particular type of recycling process? I mean, do I make sense in asking about that? Because it just baffles me. I mean, people, hundreds upon thousands of people try to help keep the the environment, the earth clean and free of litter, but these facilities are not able to take certain things. Does that make any sense? It just I just don't understand that. Trying to save the planet is such a big thing, like right now, but yet it's like these type of places are not able to help. They're not able to help. I mean, like 100%. They're doing their part with other things, but there's some things they just can't. They can't recycle, even though it's made of the same material. If any of you out there work for a recycling, facility, company, or have worked for, if you know the answer to this, I would like to know your thoughts on that. I mean, if I don't make any sense, am I out of my element here, wondering about that, or I don't know. It's just baffling. I could probably find the answers if I scrolled on down. I mean, there's lots of stuff about it. Recycling mystery, plastic utensils. Whether or not you can recycle plastic utensils will depend on your city, and there are lots of factors that limit the recycling market. That sounds interesting. Earth 911. I'm not going to read all this. It's that would make for a big video. There's part 1, part 2, part 3. I'll read it, but I still want to hear from you guys about it. I'd like to know your thoughts on it. Anyway, all right. I thank you all for watching. I appreciate it, and we will see you on the next one.